right here. Hopefully, right? Something's holding it right here. That one's holding, and that one's holding. There it is. Look at all the little holes. There goes the screws. Now these gaskets are all made and they're soaked in oil. They have to line up with that hole. I missed that one a little bit. I have to poke a couple of them a little better. And there you have it. Now I've got to be very careful. I don't want to make those gaskets over again. I don't want to break any bellows. So that's one bank of bellows. What the hell am I going to do with them? How about putting them back in the piano? They're not going to get bumped. So now we start over again and take the rest of these off the next row. And so on. So we'll show it to you when we take the next one off. You have to be so careful with this stuff. Remember, it's 100 years old. Each one of these has got to come off. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces for that section. So 5 times 88. Isn't that one piece that's got to come off? Because underneath here is a hole that's fastening this to that. And that's got to come all off. Because there's the little valves again in there. It's all got to get adjusted. You got to be able to move up and down. And some of them aren't doing that. So it's going to be a while taking them all out. And then, after we get that all out, this felt right here is no good. It's all wore out. So I'll have to replace that felt. And we'll get into it. We've got the air conditioning on. 78 degrees outside right now, and it's 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. See, by taking these all off, I can now get this board's got to come off. Then I got to get down in there to get to that screw to remove this. It's a lot of patient work here. This is why it's important to keep this piano covered. See the stuff, the loose dirt, all down through here? It collects dust, something wicked. Because there's a lot of oil on these pieces. So when you're not using it, you should keep it covered. And keep it well dusted. To remove this final piece, which we have to do very carefully. We don't want to rip that gasket because that is a calf skin gasket that I made. It took 384 pieces had to be removed to get that out of there. These little valves that go up and down, you listen to them. They go, they breathe. And you have to turn, there's a little screw down in there, you have to twist it to get this to open and close to equal. They go back and forth. They have to be adjusted. And they're all leather. Every piece is leather. I made every one 15 years ago. That's the little valve right there. It goes up and down. So my next move is to make a strip of wood to cover these holes. And I have to, that way, covering these holes, then these valves will work. You gotta be all screwed on. You gotta be made very accurately. It has to go the whole length. It's a test strip. That's my next move. See how this one was loose and came off? You put one of those on before, but then you check and push on every one to make sure they're on solid. And so on. And that doesn't help it when you do that either. So if it stands that, I guess they're on solid, eh? That wasn't a very good demonstration. I'm going to show you here now another problem. We've seen this before. This one here is split. So I've got to resplit it this way. Take it out. Then we got to move that pin back over, right? Now I got to drill a hole in the new one that I made this morning. Try and line it up. On the hole with the pin. And squeeze it in. And this has to swivel all the way around. There, we fixed it. Well, we've had to do 10 of those this morning. A little different, huh? Here's a piece I just took apart. All broke. Because this little piece here goes inside there. So we got to remake this. All little things like this. Wonder why it even played. Well, it's a lot like building an airplane. These little pieces, make them fit. And so on. So now that we checked all those, that they're all aligned and working, we put a drop of oil in each one. Before I do that, there's something else I gotta do. Just hold on a second. I think you all know what a vacuum cleaner sounds like, so I'm not going to turn it on just yet. But we have to vacuum every piece. So if there's any dirt down in those valves, it's all going to come out. We'll clean it all up. Then I'll put the oil through it. Checking over some of these bellows were loose. So what we do, before I previously had labeled 6 to 6, so I know right where that one goes. These are all had to be made by hand. And this one here goes right there, like so. But again, I've got to grind all the old glue off. That's 12A, and I'll write that in there. 12A. So now we know right where that one goes. And we will check for further to see if any other ones are loose. Now I'm going to check to see if the bellows works. So what you do is you blow on them. And so on. Therefore, we know there's no leaks. We do that to all 88 keys. We're taking the keys out, dust and dirt. Take each one out, wax it down, and so on. And then we take and so on. Look what we have here among our souvenirs. Mouse nest. There it is, all scrubbed down and cleaned. I mean cleaned. Disinfected, and it's been sprayed with ant and roach killer, just in case there's any little bugs or beetles in there. Now we'll start to put it back together. As you watch the keys go in, notice how you have to handle them and play with it to find the right spot. You lift up the head of it and you tilt it in and you wiggle it around because there's a hole right there. It's got to go on just so. You can't get it hung up on something. See there how easy it goes in? So you have to be very, very, very careful. Taking them out was the easy part. They just get hung up in there. So it's not as simple as it looks. And so on. We are now putting together that back strip that holds all those little arms, and I've made all new holes. And this is very, very sensitive, very, very tiny. So I hold the plate, here's the plate I'm putting on, against it, and I poke a little hole. And I take one of these tiny little screws. Today, by the way, is June. What's the date, Liz?
20.
June 20th. We've had a little sickness in between times for repair. So there. And we'll finish putting the rest of them on. And I guess I missed the holes from the wrong hole. Huh? So I'm up another hole. Let me see if I got the right hole this time. So you can see what I'm doing. So I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. So, again, we poke a little hole here. Start the screw. These are tiny little screws. And that's done. Then we go up and down the piece, put them all in. There's about 12 of them. Remember how we took all these little pieces off? Well, now we got to put them all back on. Well, excuse me for that. Try that again. And then inside one of them, we have a screw. Screws in here, all the way in, and that adjusts the arm that comes across onto these. Remember all the little pins? So you'll be seeing them, we'll be putting them on. Well, we are putting the last bank on. These right here, we're just putting these on right now. We finished putting all these up this morning. Today is 21st of June. Saturday afternoon. A lot of screwing and so on. Alrighty, we are now putting the screws back into each one of these little valve holders. And it has to be adjusted so that comes back opening and then it stops there. So they're all adjusted. Then these have to be screwed in, which we'll do in a little while. But all those screws will be put back in now. Another 88 screws, that's all. And now we are putting together all these little arms. And they all have to be adjusted. So you see how high that is? They have to be screwed down so that it seats right here. See how it comes in there now? It's on the felts, won't make a lot of noise. Each one has to be done.